Big shout out to you for making it through the hectic holiday season. This new year, get clean, quality, pregnancy nutrient support off your to-do list, including Ritual's best-selling Essential Prenatal Multivitamin, designed with 12 traceable key ingredients to support a healthy pregnancy. With big changes coming up, take the small steps now and start today with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome to Freedom Friday here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and today marks something special. The culmination of our February journey, cultivating self-compassion and a gateway to our March focus on letting go. Now, as I sat at my altar this morning, reflecting on our journey together this month, I was filled with so much gratitude for the wisdom that we shared, the growth that we experienced, and then the community that we're building. This month, we've explored so many facets of self-compassion, from mindfulness with Dr. Will to healing through music, the power of mentorship with Dr. Heiser, and yesterday's threshold of sacred boundaries. But today, I want to show you on how all these pieces create an ultimate freedom. That liberation that comes when self-compassion becomes not just a practice, but a way of being. Before we dive into this powerful conversation, let's take a quick break, all right? It's your girl, the Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be
Hey,
right back.
hey, this is Dog Pound Mike from Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. Come check us out every week. And remember, I'm no relationship expert. I just tell it like I hear it from the kennel. Get back at it.
All right, my beautiful people. All right, so before we dive into this powerful conversation this morning, let's take a moment to just ground ourselves and open our hearts to receive today's message, all right? So you can find a comfortable position and close your eyes. Now take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. Now release through your mouth. Now I want you to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your stomach. And I want you to feel the rise and the fall of your breath, that steady rhythm of your heartbeat. This vessel that you inhabit is sacred. Now with each breath, I want you to imagine a golden light filling every cell of your body. This light is pure compassion for your struggles, for your triumphs, and for your humanity. I want you to feel this compassion dissolving an internal prison that you've created. I want you to feel that internal prison that you created of any judgment, of any shame, any beliefs that limits your freedom. Now I want you to repeat silently. I release what no longer serves me. I embrace my compassionate heart. I claim my freedom now. And when you are ready, gently open your eyes. All right, my beautiful people, if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, this is something we do every day, Monday through Friday, here on the Season of Self-Love. All right, my beautiful people, there's a profound truth in what I want to share with you today. True freedom doesn't come from changing our circumstances. It comes from transforming our relationship with ourselves. I want you to think about it. How many times have we thought, I'll be free when? I'll be free when I get that job, or I'll be free when I leave this relationship, or I'll be free when I move to that city. But that's a conditional freedom. It's a freedom that depends on something outside of ourselves. So what I've discovered is that what this month has been preparing us for me for, is that unconditional freedom comes through self-compassion. It's the freedom that says, I am whole, I am worthy, and I am enough exactly as I am, even as I grow and I transform. So now, let's talk about 3 gateways to freedom that self-compassion opens for us. Number 1 is the freedom from the prison of perfectionism. Yes. So when Dr. Will and I, when we talked about mindfulness and boundaries, we touched on something powerful, on how we often create prisons for ourselves through wanting to be perfect. So when we think we need to say the right thing or do the right thing and be the right thing all the time, right? But self-compassion gives us that freedom to be beautifully and authentically human. It says you can make mistakes. You can have bad days. You can struggle. And you can still be worthy of love. And remember what Dr. Will and I, when we spoke about transparency, but also what I talked about of not having to code switch or wear that mask. That's freedom. That is freedom for me to be able to share my experiences, my story, to be able to give back. That's my freedom. But also that's what Earth, Wind, and Fire meant when they sang about letting what you feel show on your face. We talked about that being that sacred space yesterday, a part of one of our sacred space. Now I want to do kind of what I call an integration practice. I want you to notice when you are holding yourself to an impossible standard today. I want you to notice when you are holding yourself to an impossible standard today. And then I want you to place your hand on your heart and say, I release the need to be perfect. I embrace being authentically human. And the next one is freedom from prison of the past. So throughout the month, especially in our Transform Tuesday musical journeys, we've explored on how self-compassion helps us to reframe our stories, right? So Whitney Houston taught us that we are more than our struggles. And Pastor Mike Jr. showed us on how to declare victory even when remembering defeat. You see, this is the freedom that comes when we look at our past through the lens of compassion rather than criticism. It doesn't mean defining or denying our difficult experiences. It means honoring our journey while refusing to be defined by it. So here's a quick practice for you all. If you can choose one experience from your past that still holds pain, write it down. Choose one experience from your past that still holds pain and write it down. Then I want you to rewrite it from a perspective of your most compassionate self. What wisdom did you gain? And what strength did you develop? Or how did it shape your purpose? And number three, freedom from the prison of isolation. You know, one of the most beautiful insights that Dr. Heiser had shared yesterday was how mentorship creates connection, and how sharing our wisdom and receiving others create a sacred exchange that elevates everyone that's involved. You see, self-compassion opens us to an authentic connection, right? So when we're compassionate with ourselves, we stop hiding our struggles. We stop competing and comparing. And we create space for genuine relationship where both people can be fully seen and valued. Here's another exercise that I would love for you all to do. It's to reach out to one person in your life today to share either a struggle or a victory. And I want you to practice being authentic rather than presenting a curated version of yourself. And I want you to notice on how this vulnerability creates freedom. But choose someone who you truly trust. My beautiful people, as we close our February journey and we prepare for our March focus on letting go, I want to leave you with this. Self-compassion isn't just a nice idea. It's the very foundation of our freedom. See, when you truly love yourself, when you extend that same kindness to yourself that you offer to a dear friend, you unlock a freedom that no external circumstances can take away from you. You become free to be authentic. You be free to grow, free to connect, and ultimately free to let go of what no longer serves you. So if you have time this week and you want to work on something, here goes some homework. I want you to create a self-compassion freedom map and draw a circle in the center of the page. And I want you to draw lines outward to different areas of your life. And then I want you to write on how practicing self-compassion will bring freedom to each area. And then next, I want you to choose one area to focus on next week as we begin our letting go journey. What would you need to release in this area? And what compassionate truth would you need to embrace? What support that you might need to create this freedom? And I would love for you to share your reflections with us using Season of Self-Love hashtag, or hashtag Season of Self-Love, and hashtag Freedom Friday. Your journey might illuminate the path for someone else seeking their own liberation, all right? So until Monday, my beautiful people, when we begin our new series on letting go, Dr. Will join us on Mindful Monday again for an amazing conversation. The most profound freedom begins within your own compassion in its heart, and everything else follows from there. Have an amazing weekend, my beautiful people. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovering and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.